darlings. I went on an adventure near Beverly Hills. If you've been to the Beverly Center or the Beverly Connection, just around the corner, walking distance from there, is an adorable place called Trashy Lingerie. Trashy has been there, I think, for like 50 years, or maybe 20. Yes, they have been there for 50 years. It says right here on their website that they have been hand making original creations of lingerie in Los Angeles since 1974. Now, Trashy, although still open and selling great things, they definitely had a bit of a heyday when the mansion was still open, when the Playboy Mansion was still open, because if you've ever watched Girls Next Door, you would know that Bridget Marquette always used to get her costumes done at Trashy, and they literally used to dress like half the people in attendance at all of the parties at the mansion with corsets, the lingerie, bottoms, dresses, wings, whenever they did Midsummer Night's Dream, all of that. So Trashy has a huge history in Los Angeles. I mean, anyone who's been around for 50 years and is still standing, definitely history. So it was my first time visiting. I really just wanted to go and see what they had, see what was going on there. You know what? I met someone very, very special while I was there. As it turns out, one of the, well, I don't know if it's the owners, one of the makers there, who's been there a very long time, has a little Brussels Griffon, who I love. I love Brussels Griffon, the dog, and I will have one soon. The Brussels Griffon, and her name was Sydney. Adorable. So I went in just to see what they had going on. Now, if you go on their Google page, you will find some sad reviews. I guess people were kind of upset or didn't understand that they consider themselves a subscription store. So you do buy a subscription for the year to be able to shop there. I think that's kind of the way that they would word it. When I arrived, I said, you know, hi, I don't have an appointment, I just wanted to look around. And they said that it would be $2 just to shop, and they hold your credit card at the register. So then if you buy anything, they just tack the $2 on. Now, I get it, like, that may not be for everyone, but they've been around for 50 years, and I can't help but think that those $2 going round and around every time somebody wants to come by probably has helped them stay in business. So, you know what, people, to each their own. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't think you have to write like a terrible review because they have that system. If you don't want to pay it, you could leave. They give you a little card. And on here it's this is how they hold your credit card, and I believe they put your name into the system. So then for all the rest of the year, you know, I've paid my $2. So if I want to go back and shop for heels, even, I think they had Ellie heels, which are different than pleaser heels, but they look really similar. So anything that I wanted to go in and buy, I have already paid my subscription for the year, and my name is in the system. Now, I'm gonna hold on to this just in case, because I don't know, it didn't really seem like they had a computer system. I think it might have been a paper system. So if you're writing down everyone's names, like, whoo, child, I don't know, I don't want to get lost in the system, so I am going to bring this the next time I go, just in case. Once you got inside past the check-in person, that a lot of their bigger creations, more expensive creations are downstairs. You can find corsets, bras, thongs, panties, tops, bottoms, skirts, Leos. There were some more sport looking things for like any of the girls that go to the NBA auditions, things like that, where it's like a hot short and a swim top, and they're all handmade, so the prices are a little bit higher than you would get at, say, like Macy's or anywhere else that you would go for store good lingerie that is not a boutique, right? So I would consider like Victoria's Secret is their own thing. They kind of think that they're a boutique. Fredericks of Hollywood actually doesn't even have a storefront anymore. They're completely online. Those don't really count. So I'm talking like department store prices compared to boutique store prices, and then on top of that compared to handmade things. So it is going to be a little bit more. But the good thing is upstairs on their second floor, they have an entire floor of stuff that is for sale. And there were a lot of Halloween costumes, tights, you know, even if you didn't need lingerie, but you needed like fishnets or thigh highs or garters or chokers or things like that. Like they had all of that there. There were a lot of props and things that I just, it's so funny. Like I felt like I kind of like went back in time when I went up there, because you could see things that were definitely older and more vintage. And even some of the props that maybe you would see at some of the Playboy parties where it was like princess themed or midsummer themed or things like that. So that was really kind of fun to see. Now, Trashy on La Cienega is definitely very different than, like, let's say 8th Avenue lingerie DVD store in New York City. Anyone who's lived in New York City, you know that if you shop those kind of things, if you're shopping for Leg Avenue brand or sexy Halloween costume, corsets, things like that, you can find really great places in New York City. But if you want to find something quick and a little bit cheaper, you might find yourself on 8th Avenue going to all of the DVD stores that also have lingerie, bachelorette supplies, personal pleasures, and costume wear. So it gives you kind of that vibe, but much more elevated. And I did buy something. So up in the sale aisle, I was able to find just the cutest little bralette that was in the vintage section. And it's handmade, really simple, super simple, right? Just a little bralette, and it does have the Trashy tag on it. So it's like, you know, I don't know, a little piece of history. Yeah, because I love just having like a little bralette, throw it on the t-shirt, go to the Whole Foods, whatever. And that, surprisingly, was $5. So on the second floor in the sale, you can actually find things that are a little bit more affordable if you're not buying for like a big purpose, you know, if you're not trying to get all like rhinestoned out for an event or a photo shoot or a party or costume or whatever, you know. So there's the more practical things, and then there's those super glitzy things. They also, oh my god, they had the super long, like puffy sleeve to the ground with the boa on the bottom. Love that. Love that. Like a big French robe. Those were like $500. I love that. If I get enough subscribers, you know, I can just go have one of those. Once a month I can get a different French robe. You can also just shop directly from the website, which is good if you don't want to pay that subscription, right? And they do have an area that is for things that are off-brand, which means that they were not handmade by Trashy themselves. So, you know, they have that there. And I will say, you know, being on the upstairs just like completely alone, it was a really quiet day for them. I think it was just like a weekday that I went recently, and just being upstairs, like looking on my own, like, yeah, they have cameras everywhere, but it was actually really nice to not have someone like breathing down my neck while I was looking upstairs, like sorting through like hundreds of things that were on sale. So there were some other bad reviews about that too. I really didn't have any issues with that, so I did want to point that out, that I had a pretty good experience shopping there, and I will definitely be going again since I paid a subscription. I think that's part of how they get you to come back too, but honestly, like how beautiful and well made that things were, I would definitely be back regardless. So, and you know, I have to now go back and visit my little buddy named Sydney, the Brussels Griffin. So cute. I should have gotten a picture. So if you go to Trashy, let me know, or if you have been, put it in the comments. Yeah. Thanks.